A long-standing headquarters of the Devils Henchmen Motorcycle Club in Timaru appears to have been taken over by the Rebels South Island chapter amid tensions between the two clubs. According to recent reports from Stuff New Zealand, the transformation of the club headquarters has occurred within weeks of the initial report. This rapid change has raised concerns among authorities and the local community about the potential escalation of gang-related violence. However, it is not clear if the property has been sold, leased or rented to rebels, but the rebels' colors on show confirm that the club is here to stay and expand. The gates that once proudly exhibited the insignia of the Devils Henchmen have gone, swapped by new fencing and signage which shows the rebels have set up a base at the property, at 90 Meadows Rd at Washdyke in Timaru. While the swap does not showcase strains between the two clubs and there have been no reports requiring police involvement, the situation raises concerns among authorities and the local community, as it could potentially lead to violence with gang-related clashes. Keeping that in mind, police planned an increased presence in the area in response to the developments. The property at 90 Meadows Rd was the focal point of Devils Henchmen MC, serving as the main pad for its members and a symbol of their identity. Inside the club headquarters, there are a range of amenities tailored to the club's needs. These include meeting rooms, recreational areas, and even a mechanic's garage where henchmen worked on their motorbikes. It has been the recreational center for the henchmen for many years, with gatherings on Labor weekends, New Year's Eves and Easter holidays. The biggest one being in 2018 when the henchmen celebrated the 40th anniversary of the club with a grand party which was attended by more than 400 people. Devils Henchmen was founded in 1978 by four friends, namely Smiley, Bird, Pogel and Woody, when they met members of the Antarctic Angels in Invercargill. The Devils Henchmen gained notoriety over the years. In 1990 there was about 3 months of terrible gang warfare between the Road Knights and the Devils Henchmen when bombs were planted, shots were fired straight down the main street and both sides faced terrible injuries. Despite the Henchmen's rough and tumultuous history, which has been marred by excessive drinking and confrontations, the group's members have emphasized in interviews that they strongly oppose drugs and have prohibited their use at the meeting places and events. They are staunchly anti-drugs and do not tolerate them. They are no angels, but it's an old-school sort of gang that has existed in Timaru for 50 years and are pretty big on their community reputation. The rebels, on the other hand, are very much into meth and any other drug they can get hold of. They manufacture, they trade and they even wholesale drugs. The Rebels in New Zealand is an imported club, which originated in Australia and is predominantly controlled and operated by individuals who have been deported under Section 501 of the Australian Migration Act. This section of the Act allows for the deportation of non-citizens who have committed serious crimes while in Australia. According to reports, the primary focus of the Rebels in New Zealand is to generate large sums of illegal money. The club is allegedly not interested in supporting the community or respecting local cultural values and is known for disregarding the law. If this continues, Timaru is about to have a very serious uptick in the meth market unless something happens. Timaru is sometimes described as the gang center of South Island and has seen its share of gang violence. In recent years, several motorcycle clubs have set up shop in Timaru, using it as a base for their operations. While many of these clubs maintain a low profile and have no direct involvement in criminal activity, others have been linked to drug trafficking, extortion, and other forms of violent crime. According to reports, some big-name clubs like Headhunters, Mongrel Mob, King Cobras and Black Power are present in Timaru. One of the reasons for Timaru's appeal to these groups is its location. Situated along the major highway, the town offers easy access to other parts of South Island, plus being a port city, it offers easy access to the sea, making it an ideal spot for illegal activities like drug trafficking and manufacturing. Another factor is the town's struggling economy. With few job opportunities and increasing levels of poverty, many residents are vulnerable to the lure of easy money offered by clubs. Social Agency has reported that poverty in Timaru has reached a critical level and is affecting not only the unemployed but also those who are employed. The issue stems from the fact that wages are not keeping pace with the rising cost of living, making it difficult for people to make ends meet. The problem is not limited to single individuals but also affects families from all walks of life. Residents of Timaru are feeling the impact of rising costs as basic necessities such as rent, petrol, and food prices continue to increase. These rising costs have created a situation where many people are struggling to make ends meet, and poverty is becoming increasingly prevalent. With poverty at critical levels, there has been an increase in the demand for drugs, leading to a rise in drug-related issues in the community. Timaru's law enforcement officials have expressed concern about the growing presence of these clubs in their town. They cite an increase in violent crime, including gang-related shootings and stabbings, as evidence of the threat posed by these organizations.